Hi, Sue Wilson here again today for a video, and I have a classic Christmas card here, all white with just a beautiful pop of red, I think. So pretty. To introduce the dies we'll be using, I've got the Snowflake background from our Festive collection. I'm also going to be using the Peace on Earth stamp set, and just a little bit I'm using the inside die here from our Deboss Snowflake. So let's get started, pop those out of the way. So the first thing I've done is I've gone ahead and cut that snowflake background just because it's quite detailed, so I didn't want to have you watch me have to pop all those out. It does require a pass through this way and then turn it and then pass it through again just because of all the detail. I've added a bit of mounting foam on the back there too. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of white card that I've covered with a self-adhesive sticky sheet. I'm going to peel the backing off here. And let's bring out, let's see, a piece of copy paper will work. Put that underneath. And our ice snow. Now these are the Cosmic Shimmer glitter jewels, and I just love them. Look at all those beautiful, absolutely gorgeous reflective crystals there. So I'm going to just sugar the back of this piece, as I call it. Move it all around. Get it attached to all that self-adhesive sticky sheet. There we go, a little bit more down there. And once you have that on there, do a little bit of a burnishing and take off the extra bit, and that will actually get it stuck down into the sticky sheet a little bit better too. But you won't waste your product that way. You'll see a lot of it will come back off and you can use it again. There we go. Okay. Be sure and keep a piece of copy paper underneath you so you can decant it back into your container. There, that should work. Set that to the side. Now, anytime you have any kind of glitter and you want to put something on top of it that's got mounting foam, you also want to add some glue. So let me take off the backing from my mounting foam strips. Get them all exposed here. And then what we'll do is we will go back in with our Cosmic Shimmer Dry Ice Clear glue and add a bead across this. And that will help adhere that to that glitter. Oops, a little bit extra there. And let me get that last little corner. Okay. And if you have a little bit of time at home, you can let that get tacky for about a minute and then pop it back on. But I will go ahead and situate that right over the top of that now. There we go. And I'm going to just set it aside so it dries real nicely for a few moments. And we'll work on. Okay. Bit of glue there. Okay, so here's the frame that I've made earlier, and it uses a couple of the different center rings from both the background and the Deboss Snowflake. So I've cut the base piece using the inside from the Deboss Snowflake and the outside from the Snowflake background, and that gives me this piece. Then I went ahead and used the pierced edge one to cut another piece, and because these are very, very snug, you need to do them one at a time, so I'm also going to use that inside oval from the Deboss Snowflake ring. So we'll show you how we're going to do that. Let's just pop that into place and just line that up just to the inside of all that piercing and tape it down. Oops. And pop that through the grand caliber. Because the different ovals inside of the sets are all kind of concentric, there's many different things that you can do with them. So now I've got just a real pretty edge piece here. Okay. See how pretty that is? And I can glue that to the top of this one to create a beautiful edge for my oval. So that's going to frame. So I've already gone ahead and done one. I put a little bit of mounting foam on the back. And let me put these back into their proper places so they don't get lost. Now, the next thing I've done is stamp my sentiment, and I'm using Sending You Good Tidings of Comfort and Joy. I'm going to put a piece of self-adhesive sticky sheet over the top. Let me just get that started. There we go. Line that up right over that. I'm going to peel back the other side of the backing paper Just get that started. Oh, try another corner here. There we go. And we are going to use some diamond sprinkles on this. I'll just put a little bit over the top here. There we go. Try and decant that back into the container nicely. Just adds a little bit of bling to the center of your card. Okay, so I've got this all ready to go on top of that. We're going to peel off the backing paper on our mounting foam. And I've just cut little pieces to go all the way around the edge there. It's just pretty. It raises it up a little bit for dimension, adds just a little bit extra to the card, I think. Okay, now because I have a glitter there, remember you don't want to put anything that's sticky like this onto the glitter without adding some extra glue. Just it gets real nice and tacky, so we're just going to give it a go like this. And that will help adhere that to that glitter. Center it over your sentiment. That looks pretty good. Give it a second. There we go. And I tell you what, I'm going to let that sit up for just a minute, and we're going to go ahead and seat this onto our base piece while we're doing this. So I went ahead, I've done some paper piercing around the edge, a little bit of a red mat to draw that color back in that I've used on my poinsettias. And we will put this into place. I think I'll just use a little bit of dry as clear glue back here. There. Get that ready to go. Center that nicely. There we go. Okay, that should be okay now. And I'm just going to use my scissors around the underneath edge of that. Just go slowly. All the way around. And if you just angle your scissors in a little bit, you won't see the edge of that. There we go. Good. Oop. Okay, so I can seat that right in the middle there. A little bit of glue. There we go. Let that sit up and dry. Really pretty. So now we're going to add our floral embellishments. So what I've gone ahead and done is cut the poinsettia, which is the classic poinsettia, out of just some red card. And I really wanted to bling it up a bit. So what I've done, let me bring this over, is I use a piece of wax paper for this, not regular paper, because it tends to get a little bit sticky and you want to have something that will release. Using the Cosmic Lacquer, I've just gone over this, and make sure you don't have any bubbles, and just gloss this up. There we go. Just run it around all of the petals. You can even use your finger if you want to spread it a little quicker. There we go. So it gets a really pretty bright red to it. Okay, let's put a little teeny bit extra there. Okay, make sure you don't have any bubbles coming through and you've hit all the areas. And then what I like to do is to lift it from where I've glossed it and move it to another location. That way when it's dry it won't pick up all that extra bit. So leave this to dry. Now depending on the temperature and things like that, could be anywhere from a few minutes to an hour or two. I tend to leave all of mine overnight. And if I've spread it with my finger, sometimes it's a little bit thin, I'll go back and put a second coat on. So you end up with some really pretty glossy flowers like this. Aren't they gorgeous? Really love the way that looks. So let's go ahead and put those into place. And I'm going to use some glue dots. And I've cut up some of the mosaic leaves just to add around it too. So I think I'll pop those down into place first. Just put a little bit right like that. We can add one of our smaller poinsettias in that corner. There we go. And I've got the larger one I'm going to seat just behind it here. And there we go. Pop that into place. And just a little teeny accent on the opposite corner. I think that's really pretty, and we'll seat that on the frame. And because that sentiment kind of comes in there, you've got a little bit extra room. And then I will use some of the Cosmic Shimmer glue and seat some mosaic leaves around our flowers. There we go. And one or two more. I think that'll be pretty. Just lift up the edges and seat that right down into place. So pretty. And there you have it. I think that's absolutely gorgeous, the way that just pops with that bright red against that white and all that beautiful glitter. So if you want a spectacular Christmas card to send out to your friends this year, I think this would be it. Look for us again on our YouTube channel. Come and visit me at my blog, which is www.partycraft.blogspot.com, and I hope to see you back here on the videos.